Right, welcome back to another trading recap. Today is March 24th. I haven't done any recaps in a while, but today, very choppy day. Definitely the least amount of momentum we've been seeing in the past 2 weeks. Probably the slowest day within the past 2 weeks, only up $13.91. And as you can see, here are my stats for the day. I was green, red, green, back to red, back to green, back to red, huge swing back to green, and then stayed green and kind of just chopped around in the green, and then ended up actually somewhat towards the high, but still a very relatively small day. Here are my other days I can show you here in my journal. Wednesday was also kind of similar, red and then up to green, up 26.53 at the high. I was up maybe 30, gave some off, a little bit off the top. Made most of my profit on CELZ yesterday, and then Tuesday, kind of the same thing, red, back to green, red, back to green. Same with Monday. See, I don't know what's been going on, but definitely getting some choppy starts here. Red, back to small green, small red, a little bit bigger green, bigger red, and then huge green, relatively speaking. And then Friday, last Friday, stayed green pretty much the whole day, ending up at the highs. But I mean, really, I've been having a lot of $30 to $40 days, or $25 to $40 days, and those are kind of like base hits for me. They're like small little base hits. Not too long ago, during the whole oil surge, I had a nice $100 day. It's been a while since I had a $100 day. My last $100 day was last year in February, and my second $100 day was just a couple weeks ago. I was actually on vacation in Orlando, chilling out in the sun by the pool, and the oil stocks were going crazy, and I got on the computer, I was ready, and I knocked some oil stocks out of the park, and it just felt great. Here I was way up, all the way up $60. That was a nice solid day, and then I had, I think, one trade I gave a lot back on PIK. Wednesday, super choppy, last Wednesday. Let's see if I can go back to my $100 day. Tuesday, March 15th. HYMC, damn, minus 51 on HYMC. Wow. That's a big loss. And then on KAVL, I made it all back. So huge swings in my P&L lately. I've been sizing up a lot more. I will show you my volume chart in a second. And then here is, I think, the tail end. Oh, so we got AGRI and Mullen I was trading. Nice base hit there. Here, I had a $116 loss. I had like 3 $50 losses. I remember this day. It was not a fun day. A lot of small losses. I just couldn't have a green trade, I think, that day. So minus 25, minus 20, minus 15, minus 25, minus 12, minus 10. So really not terrible, because I had a lot of small losses. It wasn't just one big irresponsible loss. However, I remember on this day I should have stopped trading around $60, but I just kind of YOLO'd into another stock and doubled my loss. But it is what it is. And then the day before that, had a nice run up here, a nice front side there, closing up at the highs. This was at the tail end of the oil stocks, and I think I just came in real hot on that Friday when the oil stocks cooled off and I was trading other stocks, and I thought the momentum would continue, but I think it just started to slow down a little bit. And then Wednesday, base hit. Tuesday, this was the huge oil day where I was up $100. Nice. I think let's see if I can find a big win. USWS had a huge win. want to pull that up, actually. USWS. There it is, $41 in that one trade. Let's see if I can find it here on the 1 minute. I guess it might have been, was it pre-market? Yeah, it was pre-market, so it won't show up. Okay, well, that's it. I'll show you here my volume, my reports. Making a lot of progress. So my volume is clearly on a slow incline, slowly but surely sizing up. My P&L is still steady to the upside. Currently, I'm on my best month of my career, 379.76. I don't want to jinx it though. We still have another week left in the month, another 5 days of trading. So I don't want to jinx it. I can always lose it. But my previous best month was 337, and right now I'm at 379. And solid on the weeks. Pretty solid lately. So far I'm up 500 on the year. What's going on? Why is my screen going all weird? So here you can see my total P&L curve. Not bad. Steady uptrend. Steady profits every day with slowly increasing my share size. That's the goal. So now I want to just kind of review my trades. So we have, I traded a lot of stocks today. I think I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different stocks. That's not good. Super choppy day. Momentum was all over the place. There wasn't one clear front side. Everything was kind of just popping up and dropping. So let's review the trades we have today. So we'll start with TCAT since I'm already on here. And then it's kind of like a late morning trade here. I wasn't really expecting much. Kind of sized in small. I guess that was like a $280 position size, looking for that breakout. And I ended with probably a scratch, 60 cents, so pretty much nothing. AGRI into the close. I was getting some good action. I was scalping a little bit. I wanted to keep small size though, because in case, I don't want to be giving back profits or taking a huge loss right at the end of the day where, volume is a little bit sporadic. And you really never know what can happen at the end of the day. But I scalped it for a breakthrough $5 and made it quick $4.50. ALLG was a nice one in the morning. So I was really thinking that we would get a move past this high today, but it didn't happen. I was scalping it, looking for that momentum move pre-market, looking for that move through $22. I was looking for this continuation. I was buying the dips, very small size, very, very small size. Kind of just getting a feel for it. But just momentum was not there. And even at the open, it's a huge flush. Look at this flush. That's a 10% flush. That would ruin your day. And I think when I was watching Ross's recap, he got stuck in that. Here at the end of the day, kind of did a scalp thinking we would see a break through that level. I took a scratch on that one. BVXV, I mean. I had very high hopes for this. I didn't see it until this pullback. I saw it bounce perfectly off this 9 EMA. I really thought we were going to see a nice move. It was too late. I hesitated right here. I should have took my starter right off that $2 level and, risk for that flush down to VWAP, maybe even added down at VWAP at a lower price. But I wanted to at least have my starter off this 9 EMA because, look, it was already riding this support off the 9 EMA. So the continuation off that 9 EMA was highly probabilistic there was a high probability of it continuing to find support on this 9 EMA until it broke this resistance level. This is the target that all the traders were looking at as they were trading this front side, this 45% front side. A lot of traders are looking at this pre-market, and they all had that eye at that 220 level. And so they were finding support on the 9 EMA, so that there was a high probability it was going to continue higher. Should have put my starter in there and then added it as I saw volume and price surging into the resistance breakout level. But I was a little bit late, so I bought my first batch at 214 after the break, for the break of this pivot. We saw the break of the pivot. I added more for the break of the high, and then I took it off. Let's see how I took it off. 223, 224, 226. Not the best fills. It went all the way up to 237, so maybe left a little 10 cents off the top. But I was adding then again back off the support level, thinking we would see another push higher, another 10% push, but it just was lacking momentum up here. And I was just taking scratches, trying to scalp the range, and then I added here. This is where I took a nice loss here. I saw this huge green candle. I was like, okay, there's still buyers on this. It reclaimed the previous breakout level, so I thought there was buyers on it. So I was adding on this pullback, this micro pullback. I thought we were going to see a final move to 2.4 and to 2.5. But it pulled back just a little bit too hard for me, and retested this level, and I just cut it. So that was 200. I mean, it wasn't that big of a position size. It was just in percentage wise. Let's see, 224, 25 to 216. It's still a 3% loss. Not really the best. But I was able to recover on it. And then it moved up here. Here, I actually took a scalp. It's a backside scalp. I saw it finding support on this. I saw it break a new low and reclaim this level and kind of held it and rode higher. And then it reclaimed this 9 EMA level. And it was a nice, we call it a pin bar. On this micro pullback, so we saw a surge back to retest this level, and I scalped it for the break of this pivot point here, added a little bit higher at 215, took it off for maybe like a 4-cent win at 220. Then I scalped it again. Looks like it just a couple more scalps in here. I was really looking for that push, but it just did not have that volume. And so I just kept getting scratched on it. I ended up 11.29, so I did all right on it. Here at the open, I was buying 215s on this green candle. I saw this getting bought up. I knew there's gonna be a push. Started taking some off early and then taking the rest off here, but it was a huge false breakout. And then I tried scalping the backside again, scalping the flush and then selling up into the pop on the same candle because I thought it was oversold, falling into this level. It was like kind of like a panic dip buy. Sometimes I do those at the open. Those can be very, very profitable, these panic dip buys. Like if you can get an order down here and then just sell it on the same candle for like a 2-3% gain and do that a couple times, you can get yourself up 8 to 10% easily if you're using at least a decent relative share size to what you like to use. Because at the open, it's so volatile. You can flip on the same candle a couple times for 2 or 3% per candle. And I've just been kind of really dialing in scalping the open, and I've been making a lot of profit majority within the first 10 minutes of the open. Here I was here you can see I was scalping just the bottom of the wicks here, taking it off, and then I just kept selling off. I was accumulating down here. I was trying to see if we get that red to green move, but it just didn't happen. there was buyers in here. It felt good, but it just did not. It just had no follow through. And then this candle here, that just put me to the grave. I was like, you know what? Now it did like a little false breakout here. I thought, you know, after this candle, we would finally see that move. But this candle flushing back down to retest that whole dollar, I was like, that's it. I got to cut it before I lose more. I finally got out 240 shares at 202 before that nice 4%, and then eventually another. So that was like a total, like a 7% flush if I would have held all the way to that bottom to the next level. So good thing I got out there, managed my risk. I was in a decent position size, about $500. That's a decent position size, not too much, but also, I mean, relatively speaking to what I've been trading before, it's definitely a step up in position size, and I'm glad that I managed my risk on that, and I'm still green on the stock. So proud of myself on that. If you kind of get like a bird's eye view of it, didn't really give much opportunity. So no regrets there. DRTS gave a little move. I knew I had this on radar the past couple days because it was the same setup as ALLG. Here, I really thought on this day we would see that move through $15. I really thought so because it was that same day that ALLG ripped and it was on the same setup. But it was one day after that DRTS finally made that move, and I was just, by the time I saw it, it was already at $17. Actually, you know what? It was already at $20, and I was trying to buy the dip at 17, so I was scalping a little bit. Made a small, measly profit, but I wish I would have caught it before it broke that $15 level, because I would have been getting super, super aggressive. But I really thought it was going to happen yesterday, but did not. Then we went ahead and we traded FSRD, which is probably my biggest fail of the day. FSRD, biggest fail of the day. I had the right idea, but I just got faked out. I knew we were kind of seeing some momentum to the upside. I thought we'd at least retest this VWAP level, which we did. However, so I sized in on this green candle. I thought we were going to see a break and then see it move to 2.5 and a little bit higher to break 2.5. And I was just buying higher. And I was in, so my average got so high. And then this candle flipped on me 7% down. I panic sold at the bottom. Then this candle got bought back up and then retraced all the way back through the high. And that was a nice 15% move. From the bottom to the top. And I saw it move and I was like, you know what? I can't do this now because now I'm going to be revenge trading. So I kind of just stopped. I was on to something else. But this panic sell-off here was kind of a disappointment. But that's it. That's how it goes sometimes. I mean, I wasn't overly sized in. So that's the good news. Sort of managing my risk. If I was in, 500 shares, then maybe I would have regretted being in that high on a backside ticker, a backside move. This is a B setup, B minus setup at best. I wouldn't say that actually. It's a B setup because these bottom bounces, it was super sold off from the high. It was a 41% sell-off, had no pop to squeeze out the short sellers from the highs. And so there's a high probability of chance that you'd see that pop out the open. That's a B quality setup. If I would have got in here, it's still really low volume. 100,000 shares, definitely on the lower side. But yeah, it's a B quality setup because, the risk reward was there. It was very sold off, and even if you just took maybe a half a size or a position size or a starter position, and then added for the break of the pivot point at 237 to have a small little front side to squeeze out the short sellers, you'd have a nice gain. So that was definitely like a B setup. The A plus setup would be this ripping up through the front side and making new highs. But clearly, it was just way too sold off for that, and the market wasn't hot enough. but definitely a B quality setup. So, I mean, my idea was right. I could have made a nice 10%, but that's just how it goes. I got faked out, and I think I just reacted. I didn't even think. You know, I mean, it really could have kept selling off, but it did have a lot of shorts still left to squeeze out, I guess. It is what it is. Can't do much. And then LLL, we were seeing a nice pop on LLL. I didn't catch it until here, and I was getting kind of aggressive on it, trying to scalp this range here. And then at the open, I think I took a nice L there. I was adding, this candle was getting bought up and it was turning green. I thought we were gonna see a flip on it and then pass through 450. But it sold off and I cut it real quick. I saw selling pressure come in and I cut it real quick. And we ended up seeing quite a big flush there. That would have been a nice L if I held to the bottom. Then I kind of kept it off my radar, and the next time I saw it was when it was in a halt up. But damn, this was a nice front side move. This was probably the biggest move of the day, 30% for that red to green, nice. But it didn't have any news on it, and it was still kind of on a backside on the multi-day, on the 5-day, still backside. So not an A+ setup, not an A+ setup. To me, this is a B+ setup. A+ is making new highs, you know, multi-day making new highs. This was kind of a backside here, but it still had that volatility to make it a B+ setup, and he had that nice red to green, nice. So I did kind of scalp the range here. I was up about 20 something bucks on it at the high, and then I started giving back on the backside. I thought we were going to see a pop, but I kept falling into that kind of averaging down mode. And then we never saw that pop, and then I still trading it all the way down to this pin bar, and I thought this would finally be it, but it just took so long to finally see that pop, and I took it all off, and I was like, all right, I'm taking the L here. So I think I was up on this ticker about 16 bucks, so I gave up a big portion back, more than half. Then it ripped back up. I got super lucky on this candle here. I saw it hold support. Volume was coming in. I thought we'd see a pop over VWAP, which we did, but I was not expecting a huge 10% pop. I had 10 shares in super small position, and I just held it. I just held it all the way and I sold it at 514. That's a 50-cent win. So look, let's see, 459. It's a huge percent win, 514. It's a 12%. I made a 12% gain. It went into a halt, and then I sold it after the halt, after this huge wick up. But that's a huge percent gain. Imagine if I actually put a decent amount of shares on that. I would be up pretty nice right now. I was really looking for an ad though through this high on the post, on the resumption, but I just saw this huge wick, and it just did not look good at all. So I just sold it all. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for another setup. And then it flushed down here to VWAP. I thought we'd see a nice pop back up for that cup and handle, but nope. So I cut that. And back here, did a range scalp there, just a quick scalp. Here I thought we'd see that actual pop, retest through here to 563 and a back up through maybe making new highs. Who knows? LLL, you never know on this thing, this small ass float. This thing can go flying. So I was kind of getting a little bit aggressive on it. Not even aggressive. Look, it's 20 shares on 30 shares. It's not even that much. I was ready for it though. I was ready to get aggressive. That's what I meant. If it was going to go front side, if it was going to make a nice 20%, 30% move, then I would be ready. But didn't happen. We had a nice rejection there, All the signals are pointing down, and then they're just kept getting a sell-off there. But I ended it green on LLL. Then SDH popped up. SDH. Scalped it through the high. That's it. That's all I did. Nothing crazy. TCAT was moving. And TCAT, I scalped it through this high for a couple cent win, nothing too crazy, 60 cents. Ended up 13.19. Base hit, you know, I'm waiting for the market to heat up again. So I can tell that my P&L has been, you know, slowly coming closer and closer to zero. I've been having, you know, a lot more days going positive, negative, and just kind of just strapping around the $0 and the P&L, kind of just going back and forth or straddling the $0 level. And that's just a sign that I need to be sizing down because the market just isn't there right now. So I gotta wait for it to heat up again, and then maybe I will start increasing my share size again. Before I started with a 10 share quantity default, adding in 10 share increments, and then I moved to 20, and now I'm at 30. So maybe, you know, if I finished a month strong, I'd be able to bump it up to 40 shares lots or 40 share increments. I think I would be ready for that after a nice solid green month. A solid new high green month at the all-time highs of my account, and at the best month of my career. So right now it's looking good. Progress is coming in, and I'm very proud of where I'm at, and there's a lot more progress to make, and I'm very happy to be waking up every day and trading the market. Super grateful that I have the opportunity and the time to do this. And I just got to take it one day at a time. Eventually I will get where I want to be. So see you guys on the next trading recap. This one was kind of long, but if you guys made it if someone made it this far, then obviously either you like my voice or I have something good to say. I do encourage you to become a subscriber. I'm going to be making some more regular videos, and I encourage you to stick around and watch me develop as a trader, and I can help you develop as a trader, and we can kind of bounce ideas if you want, or we can join a chat room or talk or whatever. I would love that. Or if you just want to post something in the comments and I'll reply to you, or just become somebody who just watches my videos regularly, I will gladly appreciate that, and I would hope that you get value from that as well. So see you guys on the next video. Peace.